Yeah, we've been doing the same and challenging ourselves on even just going back to the vision of
Hmm.
the practice, meaning of my business, of our business as we go forward, and things that we've talked about doing, or we should do this, or we should, well, actually, we better let's make a list and let's chunk it up into three things. But what is something like you, but I like your system, but the same thing. What do we need to learn to be better at? What courses do we need to take? Not just, and even when we've signed up for some webinars, we've have a check and balance now to say, is this webinar
Hmm.
um, where we should be concentrating our time and our energy, right? Is this something that we need to learn in order to move our practice and or our clients forward? There you are.
Hmm.
um, is and if and does it meet some of these criterias? And if it doesn't, and it's just more like, oh, I just want to because it sounded interesting, or I like that speaker, or whatever, um, it's like there's a cost and a trade-off for that, right? So we have to pick and choose, because this might not be what you need to know, right, versus what we have to know, and or how are we going to grow from that.
I think goals, and I think there's a difference between having goals and then achievable goals. Because
Yes.
your bigger goals could be crazy. I'm sure many of us have already read E-Myth multiple
Yep.
times. E-Myth and E-Myth Revisited, right? We all watched that. We all watched it. We all read that. Clearly, I'm a millennial. We all watched it. We all, because I'm thinking of a Kindle. We all read that multiple times, and you need to have those systems and those goals. But I think the difference always comes down to the achievable goals. What can we achieve? And clearly things we enjoy, we're going to achieve it very quickly. Then the things we don't enjoy, and what do we do about that? We have a couple of questions here coming in from Dr. Janelle. She's saying, this is so true. I'm starting to panic because I have poured into my team recovery plan and phases. And now what about me? Like I'm going to need a vacation after comeback. After she said that, after hashtag comeback. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you. Go take that vacation. Listen, I hear flights are super cheap right now. So
Sure.
you know what?
Well, I think
Look,
it is important. We've watched this, and I think many of you who are on this call who are also coaches and consultants in this, we've watched our doctors and clients pour themselves into and agonize over how to take care of their team,
Mhm.
how to take care of the practice, what do they need to do so that they can come back to practice, and what does that need to look like, and how do I prepare the team, and how do I bring them back, and we have to keep reminding, I keep reminding our clients, you also have to take care of you, right? So just like we had to stop, pause, block out time in our schedule to make sure we were taking care of GG practice coaching and development, and each other, and ourselves, and our families that were stuck at, I mean, oh, we get to be at home with, did I say stuck? That was, that didn't seem right. But you have to take the time, and if that means you schedule it, this is Jerry time, this is doctor time, doctors, I can't remember what you said that doctor's name was, then you need to do that, because you need to develop too. But it's also been an interesting time, and one of the things Kim and I also realized is, I'm sure, so like many of you, we've had our crying moments and our sleepless nights and our, I don't want to get up and do this again tomorrow morning because it's the same all day every day. Um, it's like this is a season. This is a season. It's like we're joking around, like we're like accountants in tax season, right now. And once we do get back, whatever that looks like for each and every practice, things will start to feel a little differently, maybe mellow out. We might go through some other phases again, right? But this is a season. And, my husband put it this way: if you're a doctor or a consultant or a coach or a millennial marketing guru, media guru, and you think you might have a 30-year at a minimum, 30-year career, this phase, this time, he said, even if you had to be off for about 6 months, is about, what is it, 1 or 2% of your total career, your total time in practice, your total working. That helps me keep it more in perspective, like, okay, this is not forever and this is not the end of the world. This is just for now, but take care of yourself so that for now you come out ready and stronger and better.
And I think it's important for doctors to remember too, it's okay to be vulnerable and real with their teams, because the team members that have been at home, if you haven't been in super close contact with them, they don't know all of the money and the time and the hours that you are spending just trying to bring them back so that they have jobs to feed their families. So if you aren't telling your team, this is what I've done for you to keep you safe when we come back, this is what I've been learning to grow our business so that we can have long-term careers, it's hard to understand if you don't share that. And I think it's important to be real with your teams too.
I absolutely love that. And, I keep saying this over and over again. The first time that seems so long ago now, when I was invited to do a webinar, because I don't even know how, probably 50 plus webinars at this point that I have done. And they were like, Minal, can you come up with a title for your course for our webinar? And when I was kind of, brainstorming a title with my team, we came up with ways to connect when the world is on pause. And I like the word pause because it goes with, Jerry, what you were saying. This is just a pause.
Yeah.
This is not a new kind of a reality. This is not a end-all game. This is not the beginning. This is none of that. This is a pause. It's like when you're watching a show and you just pause it.
Yeah, and you're going to come back and
you're going to come back at it, and you're going to finish that movie. In that same way, you're going to finish whatever career you're in, whatever is it, dental practices or consulting or whatever it is that you're doing. You're going to come back to it. So it's a pause, and saying that it's a pause kind of helps you mentally to digest this and understand that there is going to be a future. And for me, unfortunately, I was born in India, right? And in India, in the town that I was born in, we didn't have water. Like there was a drought. Like we used to have to ration water. So just, we didn't even have enough water to drink, let alone figuring out, it was a different world. And then I grew up in the Virgin Islands where we get hurricanes all the time. So I have been through months without water, without power, without having any connection to the world, because that's what hurricanes do. They come and they kind of take over and they pretty much destroy, whatever comes in their path, and you can't do anything about it. And now kind of going through this right now. So for me, even though it was unfortunate that I've been through those things, luckily it has put me in this mindset of saying, this shall pass too, like everything else that has passed. We have survived for this long, and we're going to continue to survive. And throughout these things, the number one important aspect of getting out of this with some sanity and with some level of hope is self-care. Self-care has to be a priority in our lives. So, Dr. Janelle, if you're feeling like I need a vacation after it, this is a sign for you to do self-care. Now, if that means you go to yoga, you go to yoga. If that means that you lay on your couch and take the most comfortable blanket you own and, kind of binge watch your favorite TV series, do it. If that means you go in the backyard and start yelling or doing some circles, do it. Now again, I'm not a certified.
Yes, please, and then videotape that.
Or if you videotape that, you're already social media popular. Like you're done. Like you don't even need me. Just put that up and you're good. You're going to get millions of followers if you were to do that. But self-care, it's so important, no matter, because before you are a business person, before you are, before of all the different roles that I play in my life, of a wife, of a daughter, of an aunt, of a business owner, of a leader, whatever the roles I play in my life, before all of that is Minal. And if I don't take care of Minal and my health and my mental status, then I can't be any of those other roles that I'm required to be. And I think that's just something that has to come out of it. So I hope that I know long answer, but we're here for you. We got you. And listen, if you need to have a virtual date with me where we just drink wine and talk about crap, like You know how to reach me. You're watching the show right now. Just shoot me a message. We'll do it.
Kim and I will do that too if you want to have just a.
Maybe
We're good at that.
I did have a lot of requests for a virtual happy hour. So perhaps that's going to happen soon. Who knows?